Let's bring in Hugh Hewitt now, NBC News and MSNBC political analyst. He's also the host of the Hugh Hewitt Show on Salem Radio Network. Hugh, thanks as always for joining us. Well, Barry Bennett says if he had to put some money on this, he'd go with Newt Gingrich. What about you?
Well, all four of them are very experienced campaigners. I've interviewed each of them at great length. I'm talking about Sessions, Pence, Gingrich, and Chris Christie. But if I put on my one hat, which is win, just win, baby. I remember interviewing Chris Christie when he was in Lordstown in Trumbull County, which is deep blue. You know that area, Steve, very, very well. Chris Christie plays well with union rank and file, what used to be called Reagan Democrats, but they are now called sort of white-collar decline, blue-collar rise Democrats and Republicans. Chris Christie plays very well there. He also plays very well in the suburbs of Philadelphia. He plays very well in a number of demographics that are extraordinarily important if you're going to pull off the Trump strategy of winning the Keystone State, the Buckeye State, and maybe into Michigan. And so if you want the candidate who's best designed to win those three states, I think it's Chris Christie for a variety of factors. I also tend to believe, Steve, and I've said this often, this campaign will come down to the last 2 months. As happened in 2012, has happened in 2008, has happened in 2000, late-breaking events. And I sadly believe those events will be terrorism-related and that people will be worried about events abroad, ISIS, Iran, and other issues like that. Of those candidates, Chris Christie is by far better positioned than the very good and very competent Mike Pence. If you're looking for a party uniter, he's the guy. If you're looking for a futurist, it's Newt. You want to talk about transforming the United States in an energy capacity and things like that. And if you're looking for someone who also, like Christie, is a prosecutor, Jeff Sessions was a U.S. attorney for 12 years. He's a good prosecutor. They nail down the base. But if you want to win that swing vote and you want to be prepared to go up against the issue of terrorism, and especially against Admiral Stavridis and the others that are on Secretary Clinton's short list, and you especially want someone to prosecute Hillary for perjury, which she apparently made a number of false statements before the Benghazi committee, I think you pick Chris Christie. We'll see on Friday.
Well, what about the idea here? I guess the counter to that would be, does Christie have too big of a personality? If you're Donald Trump and your personality is sort of the centerpiece of your campaign, you've seen how Christie can be. He knows how to have those viral moments. He can sort of create them out of thin air. That can be a good thing, but is there a chance there that his personality is too big to be on a ticket with Donald Trump?
Well, I sat 4 feet from him in 4 debates on the national stage. He has a very big personality. He also has a terrific television debating skill. Vice presidential selections matter in 3 ways. On the day you're announced, you have to give a speech. You have to give a speech at the Republican National Convention. You have to debate the Democratic candidate once. And then you have to provide context for the campaign. That's the terrorism issue I mentioned. If you line up those 3 events and you line up those 3 candidates, I think all 3 of them can give a serviceable day of announcement, and all 3 can give a serviceable RNC announcement. Christie did the keynote 4 years ago. But when it comes time to debate, I've seen Chris Christie debate. I saw him take Marco Rubio down, took him out. And no matter who Hillary Clinton picks as their running mate, that person is not going to want Chris Christie to be opposite him. Now, I'll say this about Governor Pence. Everybody likes Mike Pence. I don't think you could go through the Republican Party and find anyone who doesn't like, admire, and applaud Mike Pence. So he's a unity choice. Jeff Sessions is deeply committed to a key set of issues. He's very strong on base issues. And Newt is he's Mr. Newt, as Rush calls him. But don't discount the surprise. Donald Trump's done this like a television show. Everybody's watching. He's got great ratings again. I'm not quite certain there isn't door number 5 out there. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about, too. Well, Barry Bennett says he wants Pence, thinks it'll be Gingrich. Hugh Hewitt making the case for Chris Christie there. We will see. The clock is ticking. Hugh Hewitt, thanks for the time. Appreciate that.